Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, along with my lovely wife, Gina, and editor, Maddie B, to bring you another episode of CovertGoLore. This is our interpretive retelling of the official MTG lore from Daily MTG Story. And take it away, Gina!
This is our first side story in STRIXHAVEN, and it's called A Cry of Magic. Are you pumped?
Yeah!
It's so dramatic.
I'm crying.
Yeah! We're gonna hang out with Prismari, so it's gotta be dramatic and artsy and feelings. And this story is by Aisha U. Farah. I hope I'm saying that correctly because it's a beautiful name. And our story begins in the office of Uvilda, Dean of Perfection. Like, seriously?
What?
Seriously, a Dean of Perfection? Like, how can anyone live up to that? I'm just have to say that first and foremost, like, wow.
I think we have definitely acted for certain directors who I would have titled Dean of Perfection.
That's a really good point. But yeah, she's one of the deans of Prismari College, and everything in this office is just this cool, chilly blue. Just like the cool, controlled magic that the dean wields on a regular basis.
I like it.
Yeah, you would. But there's a very uncomfortable student in this office who isn't super keen on this, and that is Rutha Squallheart. Her legs are too long for everything at STRIXHAVEN, including this chair she's in. She's an orc, and she has to wear bangle bracelets to stop herself from biting her claws. Aw, oh, I know. Uvilda asks, "Am I boring you, Miss Squallheart?" Rutha realizes, oh, I haven't been paying attention, and says, "Oh, sorry, I've got a song stuck in my head." The whole point of this meeting is that Rutha is the only student from Prismari who hasn't applied for a critique because she has failed to finish any art at all. And it's been like almost a month since school started. And Rutha says, I finished stuff, but I haven't turned it in. When the dean asks why, Rutha says, it's not right. It's not ready. Uvilda probes a bit further. "Any problems at home?" And Rutha just feels this heat crawling up her neck. Like, this has nothing to do with my mother. She's got mommy issues.
Oh.
It's very sad. Because Rutha is a 5th generation STRIXHAVEN student, and her mom is kind of a big deal around here. Like, one of her works of art is on the dean's desk right now. And it's this perfect replica of a snowflake in delicate crystal.
A snowflake, huh?
A snowflake. And she made it her first month of school. Rutha hasn't even finished anything in her first month of school. So she's feeling the pressure of her mother's legacy all the time. It just follows her around. So the dean makes Rutha an offer. "Out of respect for your mother, and in deference to the talent I know you possess, I'll give you a chance to redeem yourself. Bring a completed project by tomorrow, or there won't be a place for you in Prismari College."
The solution to you not doing your homework or turning in your homework is to give you homework.
And a much shorter timeline. So Rutha is just seething inside. She's trying to calm down as she leaves the office and bumps into someone who has a voice crackling at the edges who says, "Oh, cool down." It's the other dean of Prismari College. It's Nasari, the dean of Expression. Expression. That's how the photo goes. Expression. Nasari's been just kind of waiting in the hallway for her. And Nasari looks at her with eyes hot enough to burn, which I can't imagine what that would feel like, and says, "I know your family's signature style, but I don't think it suits you. There's more to you than you let on. There's wild magic in you. Rutha is hit with a memory like a slap. It's not the first time she's heard the words wild magic about her. She remembers green leaves, blue sky, red rage, red blood, a scream in her ears, and sick, giddy euphoria in her veins. We'll find out what it is later. But this memory, like, she almost falls down the stairs. She's so like, ah! And is caught by Nasari. Thanks, but I'll be fine.
I'm fine.
She's really good at accepting help. While walking to her dorm room, Rutha remembers where the song came from that was in her head. Her mom used to sing it to herself while she worked, and everything her mother made was beautiful. Her mother would paint, Rutha would mix the colors for her, while her siblings are running around outside with the neighborhood kids. All Prismari students have a set of rooms, which is kind of nice. I mean, they get a living space and a studio.
Gotta have that studio.
Bonus room.
Heaven forbid you have to create stuff in your bedroom.
I bet it has great light, too.
I bet it does.
Well, she's dealing with her great light by pouring herself a liquor that I'm going to call purple drink because I don't know how to say that word. Amaranthin? Anyway, it's purple drink. She's having purple drink over some ice, and she just looks around the room at these, like, generic landscapes and portraits. Like, none of them are worth critiquing. She already knows what the dean would say about them. She thinks about her mother and her mother, how she weaves intricate, glittering sculptures from water and ice, braiding the molecules together at a base level to create this just delicate, glimmering structure. And Rutha just, like, looking at a sculpture she made. She filled a bucket with water and then, like, froze it when it splashed up at her. She just went, bah! Just tried to freeze it. She thought it was gonna look, like, really cool, this, like, frozen wave, but it's really just okay. It's, like, nothing like what her mom could do. There's no artistry. It's wild magic. She pours more purple drink. She's coping really well. And then kind of tries to recast the freezing spell, because this thing's starting to look drippy. It's not great. But then there's a knock at the door. I know you're in there, Ruth. I can sense the melancholia. It's Felisa Fang, a vampire in a silver and black dress. Their story is they hung out one night at a pub because they didn't know anybody else. And they drank a lot and shared their backstories, but they really haven't talked since choosing their colleges. So it's kind of weird that she just showed up right now. Haven't seen you at the pub. What's up? I haven't felt like drinking lately. Felisa looks at the glass in Rutha's hand. I haven't really felt like drinking in public lately. This just got awkward. Felisa notices the wave sculpture. Oh, that's pretty. And then looks at Rutha and says, not as pretty as you, though. If I were as pretty as you, I wouldn't even bother with university. Rutha just kind of feels the heat rising inside her and just spits out, don't use magic on me. I know better than to trust anyone from Silverquill and what they say. And Felisa snarls, vampire. Wow, well, fine. Just trying to be encouraging over here. You look like you needed it. So Felisa is a vainglory. Have you heard of these before?
Nope.
A vainglory can use words to inspire or reproach, but it like creates these intense dips or peaks in a target's emotional stability.
Do you need magic for that?
Yeah.
Because that just sounds like trolling.
Knows just what to say and how to say it, right?
I didn't know wizards trolled. I didn't know you had to be a wizard to troll effectively.
So Felisa Fang is very triggering. So this anger that's been simmering in Rutha's stomach all day, it just blooms into a fermo. She explodes like, stop it. I don't need your lies or encouragement or anything else. Maybe you should go. And she goes. And Rutha is just like shaking with anger from this interaction. Like, what good is pretty next to the transcendent, powerful art that her mother makes? So she picks up her pretty sculpture and just smashes it into 1,000 pieces on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So many feelings. You gotta smash them. So she leaves her room, goes to the Opus Walk. It's deserted. There are these like witch lights gliding the way. I think it's got a kind of a nice vibe. There are these rows and rows of past art projects. And they're all flippin' amazing, donated by past students. They're great. And it's really easy to find her mother's. It's her greatest creation. An endless waterfall is pouring out of nothing and disappearing into nowhere. Rutha stares at it and considers smashing it. She kind of feels this like vindictive glee rising up inside her at the idea of this, like, just smash this thing. Then she hears a voice. I wouldn't. It would be a mess. And then this like cord of flame shoots out and it circles her wrist. And the more Rutha struggles, the hotter it burns until she cries out, ah! Dean Nasari releases her and then says, oh, let me see. And just kind of smooths their thumb over her wrist and now she's healed. She's all better.
The
It's
dean
fine.
literally burned a student?
Burned a student.
Old school.
She asks, were you following me? And the dean says, yes. Rutha is like really taken aback by this brutal honesty. Oh, did you set Feliza on me too? I don't even know who that is. Well, she's a Silver Quill Vainglory. She showed up out of the blue at my room and started using encouragement magic on me.
that monster.
Terrible. That sounds more like Uvilda. Did it work? Rutha's like, I don't like having my emotions toyed with. And Nasari responds, no one does. And suggests like they take a walk together, like away from all the delicate works of art. Because although Nasari loves destruction, they'd rather not piss off the gardening golems, which is, I guess, a thing.
Okay.
Let's just assume it's fine. Rutha just kind of is struggling with why Uvilda would send Feliza, but Nasari suggests, well, might have a lot to do with your mother and the generous donations from her family. And this really hurts Rutha because she always thought she'd gotten into school on her own, and that just, ouch. So Nasari leans in and asks, can I tell you a secret? I never liked your mother. What? But she's a genius. Yeah, but she was kind of stuck up in my class, like, no offense. Rutha is shocked, and she just stares at them with, like, frustration welling up inside. Like, if I'm not your student and you don't care about my mother, why waste time on me? The breeze is whipping the flames around Nasari's feet. Atmosphere. Do you know how an earthquake feels before it begins? Or the taste of the air before a storm? That's what you feel like to me. And the magic you're doing in your classes, clean, tidy, ordered magic, it doesn't suit you. And this just kind of opens up like a pit inside Rutha. Like, this is grabbing at like everything that scares her the most, and it's just putting it all out there, all the feelings. You don't understand. Well, then explain. So, at this point, she shares her childhood trauma. Here we go. We're going to find out what that memory was. So, her magic came really early for an orc. She was 8 years old. She was clumsy, had a bad temper. You know, throw, break things, scream. Normal kid stuff. But she could also set fire with her brain. So, one day she's in the yard playing with her brothers, and the youngest one made her mad. He's just like poking her with a stick a lot. And she was angry and she wanted to hurt him, so she did. And it felt good. Like it was what she was meant to be doing. And
what did she do to him?
Burn! Fire! The story doesn't say. I'm just going to say like shot fireballs out of her eyeballs and out her brother. So, but he ended up being fine. He's fine. It's all fine. But no one ever trusted her again. And so while her siblings got to run all over the neighborhood having fun, no one would let their kids play with her, so she's alone all the time and didn't have any friends. And she had to stay inside and learn to control her magic. So Rutha and Nasari have been walking while talking, and they've reached Furygale, which is this like dark graveyard of abandoned creations and half-cast spells from artist mages. So dramatic. It's a roped-off area. It's got warning signs. Danger, danger! Artistry is here. Bad artistry. It's a place to dump a broken thing that doesn't work like it should.
Like most of those cards in the set.
What?
Pew pew.
Shots fired. Nasari says, "You've never told that story to anyone, have you?" And she just stares into the darkness of the graveyard. "I don't want sympathy." "Good, because you'll get none from me. You think you're the only mage with a story like that? Many let it ruin them, like you've done here." And again, this hits her like a slap. She tries to protest, but Nasari continues, "You've made one mistake, and you've vanished into yourself." One mistake? Her voice is like echoing in the dramatic graveyard. "I could have killed my brother, and I enjoyed it." "Well, you won't kill me, no matter how much you enjoy it." And she like bares her fangs. You sure about that?" Nasari smiles, vicious and raw with power. "Try me." Rutha knows they're just egging her on, but she can't take it. She can't take the disdain in the dean's eyes. Like, they thought she was interesting, but now is just like, oh, disappointing letdown. And that makes her burn with anger. So just big power bursts out of her body. A raw discharge of emotion. It's out of control. It's lethal. But Nasari moves faster than she's ever seen. They spring backward and catch the magic in their hands. The force like knocked them really high in the air, and there's like shockwaves hitting the ground. And Nasari does an elegant flip in the air, and then just kind of siphons the magic into Furygale, where it hangs in the air, and it's like crackling like static. And Rutha is like, oh. She falls to her knees, like all her insides are scooped out emotionally. And she had just attacked a dean. Like, it's over. It's over for her. Like, there's no chance. She's gonna get kicked out of school. It's done. And Nasari calmly says, like, "Get up. I'm not going to throw you out of Prismari, and neither is Uvilda." Like, I still don't have a project for Uvilda. Like, Rutha is shaking, and she's, like, balling up her fists to try to hide it. And Nasari just looks at the spray of magic. "Nothing? That doesn't look like nothing." And they smile. "Want to know what I turned in for my first project? An earthquake." Which, that makes her laugh. And she kind of tries to reach out to touch the magic. It looks like a constellation, kind of. Like, I don't know, maybe a red one. But then she like yanks her claw backward because like when she touches it, she hears her mother's song ringing in her ears. It's like very strange. "I can't bring this to Uvilda." "Of course not." Nasari like raises their eyebrows, which are made out of flames. "Cool. You aren't leaving as long as you want to stay. I'm your advisor now, and I say you pass. I'll deal with Uvilda." "But why are you helping me? I'm not anything special. I'm not worth it." Nasari gives her an intense look. The fiery eyebrows. "The magic inside you is what I am made of, body and soul, and I will not let it burn itself away to nothing. Maybe you don't think you're worth it yet, but I like long-term investments." It was really sweet. And this is a story. A young person with a lot of feelings. And someone believed in her. Do you feel it? You feel all the feelings?
Yeah, totally. It's very, very dramatic and angsty story.
Yeah.
Yeah, full of internal turmoil and just raw magical expression.
Expression. Look, obviously, she's supposed to be with the Dean of Expression. Like, that's clearly what she is, but she was trying to do her mom's thing.
Good little, good teacher, bad teacher tag team going on from the deans.
It's not that the other teacher's necessarily bad. It's just clearly not her thing. It's not what she should be doing. And then trying to, like, fit her into, like, a neat little box. And she's got to express herself. She can't fit in the box.
If you need to express yourself and don't fit in the box, leave a comment. Thank you for watching this video. As always, we will see you in the next video where we continue with the lore of STRIXHAVEN. So for Maddie B, the editor, and for my lovely wife, Gina, you're cool.
Express yourself.
Express yourself.
Express yourself.
Express yourself. Express yourself.